Hey, it's Susan Ragsdale with Right Creations Group, and I am getting to hang out today with my friend Eli, and I'm going to let her introduce herself. And we're going to talk about connection. Everyone's trying to figure out how can you keep meaningful connection when you're virtual. We're figuring it out, so we're going to see what we've learned. Hey, Eli, tell people who you are, where you work, and how to find you.
Okay, I'm Dr. Eli Parrot, and I'm a family therapist at Southeast Psych Nashville. And our website is southeastpsychnashville.com.
Well, that's an easy enough one.
It's a lot. I work with middle school, high school, young adults, and families.
So I know, because we're friends, that you are spending a lot of time virtually because you're keeping your appointments. So I thought, and I've heard some of the stories, so I thought we could just go through some of tips first for what have you learned that you don't want to have happen that other educators and youth workers might benefit?
It's pretty good to set boundaries around what your time looks like. I have some kiddos that I see that have ADHD or maybe on the spectrum, and they have a hard time sitting still. So I've asked parents not to give them the computer or the phone and put them in their room alone. Otherwise, they're jumping on the bed. I've had a child jump on the bed and break the bed. I've had a child answer the phone in a swirling office chair while eating icing with a spoon. I've had a young lady cleaning her room, so it was on her phone, so it's just like whoosh, 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 and I was like so nauseous by the end of that one. So I try and have them not be in their bed. I have them answer the phone, answer the call, like this. And no, let's sit up, let's get out of your bed, let's sit up like you were talking to a teacher or someone of authority, and I want them to take it as serious as I do. So I have my own rules for me. Like, number one is show up. So I'm going to brush my hair, I'm going to brush my teeth, I'm going to put on a nicer top, and I expect the same of you so that we all take it seriously.
And you do look lovely today. We did not coordinate, I'm going, it's hot and I'm sitting outside, but you look marvelous and totally professional.
Sometimes I can do it.
Like me.
No, but I think we are the key to that connection. And if we show up fully and ready and, with a willingness to work and connect, then they're going to be more willing to work and connect as well.
Have you seen a difference are they still as engaging? Or, are they kind of giving it that full effort, or are you having to coax it out of them more?
It depends. Like the high school, I think online conversations are kind of their world, so they're just so comfortable in it. I'm the one that's not native and has had to figure it out. But those guys are so comfortable having conversations, virtually. It's my younger guys that, they're like, so I've learned to have activities ready to engage them. I've got one young lady who can't sit still, so every, let's say Wednesday when we meet, we do our fingernails. I do my fingernails on my side, see, they're pink, and she does them on her side, but she sits still and she's using her hands, and I'm able to have conversations with her and still gather information or, share things with her. I have little guys that I have Legos on my side and Legos on their side, and we'll be talking and building, and then we'll share whatever it was that we built. I do a lot of drawing activities that way, or I'll make a fort with the sheet and get in it, and they'll make a fort with the sheet and get in it. It's just, I'm having to work a little bit harder and be more creative to figure it out, but I'm loving that challenge and I'm learning more, and it's stuff I'll use when we're back in the office anyway.
So it's, in some ways, it's not any different than when you and I were with groups, in that you still have to have attention getters, you still have to have activities, use of a third thing, something that occupies their attention, like doing nails or drawing or whatever, takes some of that pressure off of the conversation we're having. But it's more if I'm thinking about after school programs and classrooms, it's a little more individual instead of a group by nature of what you do. But I think you also do group sessions. Are you still doing those right now too?
We just completed our group sessions. So at Southeast Psych, we do several different types of groups. One of those being a DBT group, and for teens and parents. I run the parent group, and another therapist runs the teen group. And so we did that by Zoom. They're usually in person, which is a better vehicle for conversation and feeling like we're all in this together. But we made it work. But, you know, I'll tell on myself, I wore the same shirt every Monday night just to see if anyone would notice or call me out, but nobody did. So, you know, I had to make it fun and engaging for myself without it being too big or too loud. But, you know, there's little things that we did here and there. But again, I would start every group with mindfulness and with a mixer, like, you know, if you could be any kind of ice cream, what would you be? Go, 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 you know, just to kind of get them involved and engaged.
And did you figure out anything new within the group arena? Like that worked really well, this didn't work really well.
I think with the group arena, I would have had stricter boundaries there as well, like no pets in the room. That was always a big distraction because the dogs would run in and out, and then everybody on their side of the call could hear all the jingling and things like that. And I would have asked them to be fully present. Like, I try very hard to be fully present and not be working on something else or scribbling over here or having big thoughts and needing to write them down, so that we're all together and we're all actively listening. We're all using our eyes, ears, and heart to hear one another. And I would have had a little bit stricter boundaries on that.
So what are some of your favorite ways that you've found, oh, this is really working consistently to help me connect or engage them?
Woo!
What's your go-to activities?
I start with young people. I always start with what's your thumbs up and thumbs down for the week. I have them keep a gratitude journal. So I ask for them to give me a couple of things on their gratitude journal. I don't ask them for anything I'm not willing to share. So I also share. And can't think of anything else. Once we are engaged, we pretty much stay there. But there are some kids, I have some younger ones. I have some 8 and 9-year-olds that I see, and they can't sit for 45, 50 minutes. So we'll shorten the session to 30 minutes. Or if they can't even handle the 30, I'll check in 3 times a week for 15 minutes each and just kind of check in with them or the parents. And that seems, some kids that works a little bit more, just because it's more consistent. And they're like, I know Eli's getting ready to be on, so I'm going to be ready, you know, and I just ask them to brush their hair and brush their teeth just like they would going to school. And so we've kind of gotten into a nice little routine.
Cool. Last question, I think, unless you have something that in particular it's bubbling up. Has there been anything that's really surprised you? Like, I don't know, has there been any surprises like, oh, this part's a whole lot easier than I thought, or the benefits of connecting virtually with these young people, like seeing them maybe 3 times a week as opposed to 1 or whatever? Just anything that surprised you about this process?
I think I'm learning more about the family dynamics, because I have some young people who will be in their room talking to me or at the dining room table, and their parents are like yelling at them, or their parents are like trying to talk to them and they're like, I'm on with Dr. Parrot, you know. So you're learning a lot about boundaries or lack of boundaries in families, or in the background you hear some yelling or disturbances, or parents speaking really loudly to one another. And it gives me a lot more insight into this young person, and makes me want to come up with strategies to help them live in that environment a little bit better. Or I can also say, hey, maybe we need to bring mom and dad in for a session and kind of talk about how do we all live together well, and everybody have room for their self-esteem to grow, and everybody feels heard, and everybody feels like they've got a voice. So I think that's been the most surprising part of it for me.
All right. Well, thanks. Um, you know, one of the things that we do on our little YouTube channel is just having chats with other people in the field and figuring out together what is working, what's not working, strategies and tips. So, you know, Eli talked about the thumbs up, thumbs down. We shared in an earlier video about the thermometer and how you can do that as a check-in anytime. So that still works whether you're talking this way or face to face. So thank you, Eli.
Thanks for having me.
It's fun. And if you like this, please hit the button, share it with others. If you have ideas, put those in the comments. We'd like to learn what's working for other people too, because this is still kind of uncharted territory for some of us. So that's it. Have a great day.